Okay, I thought we'd make another video about picking up waist stitches, and this time I've knit the mitten with a much better color yarn right there. And I'm actually going to use a darning needle because it'll be a little bit easier. I don't know if you can see this black stitch right here, but that's going to be the first stitch that I'm going to pick up. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on this needle, and then I'm going to pull the yarn away from it. Now, the next place that my yarn is this is a stitch right here. Can you see that? Alright, and I'm going to take the same needle, because that's also on top, and I'm going to thread that through there. And now I'm going to take out my waist yarn. So now I have 2 on the top. Now, since this is my next one right here, you can see it right there. Can you see that? Okay, we're going to stick that there. We put the double point in there. Sorry about this, we're going from light to dark because of the weather. And the next place that I can see my yarn, you can see it's feeding through that stitch right there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull that out. Now here on the top needle, you can see that the waist yarn is through that stitch I've already picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Now the next stitch appears to be, well, let's go hunting around for it. Where is our next stitch? There it is. This is our next stitch, and it is right there. So I am going to pull this out, and now I have 3. And now you can see that the next place there's a stitch is actually on the bottom. So I'm going to take the waist yarn out of the last stitch that we did on the bottom. That is actually my bottom needle there, or it will be. And I'm going to go ahead and slide it in there and then pull out the waist. I realized on the first video we didn't have that many pictures. Now right here on this top one, you can see I've already picked up the stitch, so I'm going to take the yarn out of it. There we go. It's right there. I mean, sometimes you do have to kind of poke around and figure out which your next stitch is, which obviously I'm doing right now too. And now I can see my next stitch is right here. And I just dropped all the stitches on the bottom, which is really not very good. So I'm going to stop for a moment and go back and pick them up again. But it's not the end of the world because I can actually see them. They're just sticking up there. That's pretty good. And we have one down here. We're going to go ahead and pull the waist yarn through. And then pull the waist yarn through those 2. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just feeding back and forth, up and down. And I just wanted to try to make a video that was a little bit more clear. And if we're extremely lucky, this one's just a little bit better. I'm hoping that you can actually see my stitches on this one. And we can see that there's another stitch right there, and we're going to pick that one up next. And there we go, we're going to take that out of there. And the next one is going to be down here. There it is. We're going for 6 on the bottom needle, so we're very close. We only need 1 more stitch. And it's going to be right there. There we go. Now I actually have all my stitches on the bottom. And in a moment, we will have all the stitches on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is stitch number 6. I can now pull out my yarn. Oops, I keep dropping stitches, don't I? I should have 6 on the bottom and 6 on the top. And yeah, I can see that there's a little loop here that I missed. But I can go back and pick that up. I'm just going to slide this through over here. And I'm going to very carefully pick up the rest of that stitch without dropping these 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on over there. And that way, oops, I have something holding my place. And there we go. And that is that errant stitch right there. It doesn't want to come on my needle. There we go. And it still doesn't want to come on my needle. Alright, let's go back and take a look at this thing. Aha, there it is. Alright, now we have 6 on the top and the 6 on the bottom. And then you're ready to pick up your extra stitches. Remember, we're going to slide it over there on one end. And we're going to... Oops, where are we going on this side? Oops, we've lost the light entirely. I don't know what happened then. Oh, there we go. Nope, it's going to be a white stitch. There it is. And down here, we're going to slide it through there. And we're going to slide it over here. And we're just going to keep going like that. And now you have all the stitches you need, just sort of like in the other video. And you can go refer to that one about how to join yarn.